I created Ultimate Shadow as a lead-up game for our Ultimate unit. It was very successful at preparing the students. I've since used it with equally good results during other units. Ultimate Shadow is played on a field with 2 end zones. Players score when their team catches the disc in the end zone. When a player has possession of the disc, they may only pivot on 1 foot. Players advance the disc towards the end zone by passing. So far, this is the same as Ultimate. Here's how it differs. A team consists of 2 players. They are playing against their own shadows, or the shadow team. When the shadow team scores when the disc is dropped, caught out of bounds, or if the player with the disc moves both feet. During Ultimate Shadow, players practice off-ball movement that is authentic to game situations. Because of the small student-to-disc ratio, players get a lot of practice. Many modifications can be added to the basic game to adapt it to the player's skill level. Maria and Jacob are about to demonstrate. Jacob's passing to Maria. Maria's moving towards the end zone. They're advancing the disc by passing it. The end zone is marked by the tall orange cones. Jacob caught the disc in the end zone. They scored their first point. The score is 1-0. Drop disc means the shadow team scored. The score is now 1-1. They pick the disc up where they dropped it and keep going. Second drop disc. Shadow team takes the lead, scores 2-1. Another catch in the end zone. They tied it up, 2-2. Some things that Maria and Jacob are doing well are giving each other a target with their hands to let them know where they want the disc passed to them. They're also using short passes. Another catch in the end zone, 3-2. Encouraging students to use the universal athletic stance can help them in many situations. Here, Riley's demonstrating a great athletic stance. He has his feet shoulder-width apart with his weight on the front part of his feet. His knees are bent, he has his hands up, and he's looking towards the action. This peer-assessed athletic stance rubric can help your students to make sure they're meeting all the criteria for a great athletic stance. Ryan's demonstrating an athletic stance for catching the Frisbee. He has his feet shoulder-width apart, knees bent, his hands are up ready to clap and catch the disc, and he's looking towards the action. Here are some modifications for difficulty. Riley and Ryan are given a 6-second time limit with the ball. If the thrower holds on to the ball for longer than 6 seconds, the shadow team would also score. 6, 5, 4, 3, 6, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3. They've just scored 2 points in a row. They're making their way back down the field. 3 touchdowns in a row for this team. Looks like they might need even more of a challenge. In this scene, Ryan is playing passive defense on the ball carrier. He moves in front of the ball carrier, gets into his athletic stance with his hands up, and makes it slightly more difficult for them to complete the pass. This is a lead up to someone playing active defense on the ball. Ryan's not trying to actually intercept the ball, he's just making it slightly more difficult for them to complete the pass. Touchdown, 1-0. In active defense, the defender will move and actively try to intercept the disc. Here, Luke is using his pivot foot in combination with the forehand and backhand Frisbee throw in order to pivot and get the disc around the defender. Your pivot foot will be the foot opposite of your throwing hand. These students are all right-handed. They're using their left foot as their pivot foot. These students are using their pivot foot in combination with faking the forehand and the backhand Frisbee throw in order to get the disc around an imaginary defender. Fake the forehand, fake the backhand. Fake the forehand, fake the backhand. Their pivot foot is opposite of their throwing hand. Here's another lead up that I've found especially useful with younger students. Ryan is playing passive defense on the receiver. He's moving to get in front of the receiver and block the pass, but once he's there, he stays stationary and allows the receiver to get open. Here, Ryan is playing active defense on the receiver. He's constantly moving to try to get in between the receiver and the disc. He's really making those players work to get open and to advance the disc down the field. Here's what it looks like when you have the entire class playing Ultimate Shadow at the same time. A modification that you can use in this situation is to have the students compete for score. Each team of 2 students is responsible for keeping track of their own score. Their score is the number of points they have minus the number of points the shadow team has. They could compete to see which team in class can get the most amount of points, or they could compete for their own record in the number of points that they've been able to score in a 3-minute time period. In this modification, the shadow team gets a little help. Ryan and Riley are on the shadow team, designated by the blue sash that they're wearing. After they've intercepted the disc from one group, they need to move on to play defense on a different group.